Hey, my little loves, how are you doing today? Today we're going for a walk. We need to get these steps in. I'm kind of starting a journey. I'd like to work on losing a few pounds. Paper for my good ideas, and of course a funky pen, a little bit of lip gloss, a little bit of cool, battery, my generic GoPro. Okay. And of course it's raining. I'm all dressed up and nowhere to go. But my first goal is going to be 20 pounds by the end of October. And the first thing I think is I don't want to go on it. I don't want to give up food. I don't want to go on a diet to accomplish it. So I think for me, the best thing to do is use intermittent fasting, lower carb, not cutting everything completely out and going drastic, but sensible and sane for me. I actually need to lose more than 20. This is kind of an accountability. This is what I'm working with. This is what it really looks like. We'll start there and not make it high pressure and attainable and achievable and measurable and all the things you need to actually lose weight. Okay, friends, different day, same outfit. We're going to get this 10K in. I'm determined. We had to skip the rain day. But it's a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day, blue skies. So let's get it. We're doing the hike today at Chatuge Dam and Recreation Area. It's a really, scenic. You have the mountains and the lake. And that's all around me. There's so many places I can go and will be going. Many different aspects of Western North Carolina and North Georgia that I look forward to sharing with you guys and bringing y'all along, gallivanting or out in nature, doing hikes and just getting out of the house and getting into nature. Just living life Lela's way. Pretty. So I got my bear spray and a few other little implements. You never know. Could be because I'm going to be out here on this trail by myself. So I'm going to be taking that. Of course, I'm taking my pencil and pen for ideas when they come, because that happens to me a lot when I'm out and walking. It clears my mind, and that's where I come up with my best ideas. I've got to have my sunglasses for glare. Got to hide my purse. I got some of this for after when I'm all stinky and sweaty. I love, in the summertime, I love the sunflowers. There's another one that's a cheaper version that's from the Dollar General. I've been looking for it. I'm out of it. I love it. It's just sunflowers. It smells so good. For just a quick spray off. I'm always trying to be considerate of people and not have bad air. I want to be smelling nice all the time. And we've got our water. And I'm not going to tote it with me. I'm just going to leave it. I'll live. I'm going to drink some down before we go. but we're getting ready to do us a 10K, friends. I gotta dig out my pedometer. Or pencil in my pocket so I don't stab myself. Although that could be a good weapon if I need it. And I got my pedometer. I need to reset it. It's at 8K right now. Put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Or 11K. Well, we got to do our 10K today. So that was the other day. I actually have an 8K that I did here at the dam that I'm about to take you to, and I'm probably going to put music to it. I don't know, we'll see. I'll have to review that and just see how it is. And hopefully today's video is going to be a good one, and I won't have to do too much editing and too much of anything else, so it flows smoothly. Okay, my little loves, we're at 0 and we're about to get our steps in. We're at the Chatuge Dam. We got our walking shoes on. And let's get this. I'm going to attempt to do a 10K. Not attempt, we're doing it. We got our mind set. We're doing it. Let me show you a little bit about the dam and look at the view. Oh, it's gorgeous. So gorgeous. And this is a popular walking trail. So we'll be seeing people. I'll try not to be, you know, keeping it where, let them have their privacy and they're not ruin their day. Boats are out. It's the middle of the week and you still have boaters because this is a vacation area. But this dam is on the TVA system, multi-purpose dams. We are now at the Chatuge Dam right here. On this whole map is a whole system that runs through multiple states. The waterways. It's on the Hiwassee River. Puppy dog, we have to have a puppy dog cam. It's a remote controlled product. A remote controlled project. So that means what? Nobody here mans the dam. It's like on its own. You're on your own, buddy. It helps control floods, release water, generates electricity, and helps maintain navigation depths on the Tennessee. Before reaching the Ohio River, the same water produces electricity at 9 additional dams. Kind of cool. Built for the people of the United States of America. Has headwaters in the mountains of Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, and Georgia. The main stream forms at Knoxville, where the Holston and the French Broad River join. The valley, 41,000 square miles in area, receives an average of 52 inches of rain a year in terms of water discharge into the Ohio and the Mississippi. The Tennessee rivers is about equal to the size to the Missouri. The Tennessee Valley Authority has harnessed the river with multi-purpose systems of dams and reservoirs, which regulates floods, improves navigation, and generates electric power. High dams on the tributaries create large storage reservoirs, I'm adding 2, which hold back floodwaters, releasing them when necessary to maintain navigation depths and downstream, and the same generating electric power. The system also helps protect the lower Ohio and Mississippi valleys. The 9 main river dams with their locks form a navigation channel 650 miles long from Knoxville to the Ohio River, an important arm of the nation's inland waterway system connecting 20 states. Having developed virtually all the river's power resources, TVA has built a huge coal-burning steam electric plants to help serve the region's growing power needs. TVA power is sold at the wholesale to cities and rural electric cooperatives, which in turn distribute it at retail to homes, farms, business, and industry. A few industries and other U.S. government defense installations that use large amounts of power are served directly by the TVA. The largest of these, more power than a great city, are the atomic plants at Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Paducah, Kentucky. So I'm assuming these crosses are the main ones, and then these little ones are smaller ones. Maybe I'm not understanding. Somebody will know and they'll get on the video and tell me, right? Alright, y'all. This is the Chatuge Dam Trail, and this is where we are. And you cannot see that map. Let me see if there's another one on the other side that's better. No, that's about the Indians, and we'll read that. I know you can't see because well, duh, Lela. Duh, Lela. It has like a weather break screen to keep it from ruining the poster board thing completely. But this is where we're going, where it's red. I gotta hold this up, I can't point. We're going on that trail. And there's a bumblebee. What are you doing, buddy? That's a spider. I need to put my glasses on. Get away. Ooh. Does he have, what is that? Maybe it's a spider eating a bee. I don't know. Chatuge Dam Trail winds along the woods next to Clay County Park. The trail crosses the dam, offering scenic views of the lakes. And oh yes, it's scenic. It's gorgeous. The Tuskegee Mountains and Jackrabbit Mountain are viewable all along the trail. And the Jackrabbit is another trail that we're going to go on. I got to build up my stamina for that one. It's a 3-mile trek, and it is a mountain trail. It's a little bit more difficult. It's not paved and kind of nice. This one has some hills on it, but especially across the dam, it's flat. Okay, it's a paved multi-use trail, the Chatuge Dam Trail. Approximately 1.5 miles long one way, and is an easy hike. It's very easy. It's managed by a partnership from Clay County Park. The trail crosses the dam and winds through the woods along the shoreline, offering breathtaking views of Chatuge Reservoir and the surrounding mountains, including Tuskegee Mountains and Jackrabbit Mountain. There are several opportunities for wildlife observation and photography. The trail is open to walkers, hikers, bikers, runners. It can be accessed from Clay County Park or Chatuge Dam Road. That's where we're at. Clay County Park offers many amenities, including bathroom, fishing access, playground, pavilions, ballpark, camping, and a small sandy beach and a swimming area. Remove litter. Do not dig up historic plants, natural and archaeological features. No motorized vehicles. No hunting is allowed. Cutting or removing of vegetation is prohibited. Trailhead. And see, we're starting here where you see the little person, and we're going this way. And then this little area is a whole park too, and we'll see how I feel. We may go there. If not, we're going to trek and go down that way on that loop that's right down there. There's a white car right there, and I'll try to put a little point of reference in the video when I edit. That's not a canoe. What is that, a paddler down there? There's one little swimming area here. I don't know if that was what it was talking about. Looks like there's a gentleman down there swimming. Do your thing, sir. Okay, we're at 83 steps and we really haven't got going yet good. We gotta move it, move it, move it. I like the way you move it. I've not ever swimmed in this lake. I don't know if I ever would. First of all, I'm not a great swimmer. Second of all, you can't see the bottom. You don't know if there's a drop off, how safe it is. And it doesn't really feel that hot out here. I think it's like 80-ish degrees. Do I stop? I don't know if my phone will work to tell us. Hold on, I'm gonna look up the weather just because before I get going good. I need to move my butt, y'all. Just look up the local weather. I could at least let y'all look at the boat while I'm looking up the weather. It's not going to be steady. See, I called it. Can you see that? It's 78 degrees. Feels like 82. I knew it. It's a very mild feeling day. I was a little bit worried about my outfit that I was going to burn up, but I'm okay. Let's see what my little friend wanted. My phone signal is not great in these mountains, so it's hard for me to answer when they talk to me. I was talking to her. I woke up with the weird thing that happened this morning. I got up, had my coffee, had my breakfast diet sun drop, was getting ready to go throw on my walking clothes and take y'all walking. Went outside, and I have my rain boots that I keep right by my door, outside on the door. And I had stuck some socks in there because I was going to go and walk some property and wear them because snakes, and just on the side of caution. So I'd stuck a new pair of socks down in the boots, and they were just on my porch. And I went out there, and my socks were laying on one side of the porch kind of neatly out there, just laid there. And the boots, one boot was laying over and the other boot was up under the RV, and it freaked me out. Both of my privacy doors on the outside were locked. So I don't know what did that, but it got my attention. It creeped me out, and I was like having all kinds of weird thoughts, like, you know, did somebody, I don't know how they would have gotten in to do it, you know, to kind of mess with me. That would be like a little like gaslighting, mess with you kind of a thing is what all that would be. Or there's a critter that's coming up there, like what would do that, a raccoon? I don't know, it was just creepy. And come to find out, the lot that I'm in, there was like something really drastic that happened there about 2 months before I moved there, and I'll talk about it probably after I move from there. I'll talk about it. We'll just leave that for another day. Just expect that little story to be coming someday. But I was letting my friend know, so she was like, you need a ring cam, you need cameras, you need this, and I think she's kind of right. David, he left for home yesterday, so I was like, that was all fine. When you left, I locked everything up, went in, had my evening, yesterday evening, and didn't go back outside till this morning, and when I found it, it was unnerving. Maybe I'll try to put a picture, and it's like you're making mountains out of molehills, but no, when you know you're locked in, you know, there's nothing that can come. You're locked in, basically, and then all of a sudden, you know, you didn't put your socks there, and you didn't throw your boot somewhere, and it was just a little gaslighting. That's what it was. Anywho, let's enjoy our walk. And let me show you. Let's do the 360. Alright, here we go. Let's go slow. There's a little boat right there. Pontoon boat. People just enjoying the day. Midsummer. Out boating. The area that I live in is a highly vacation area. Alright, let's go the other way. 360 infinity. Alright, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get these steps. Alright, y'all hear me huffing and puffing. Y'all know I am working on my condition, but maybe I'm just a heavy breather. I don't know. It is what it is. And I probably will do like a music version of this and just a regular version for my little weirdos who don't care if I'm on here heavy breathing. Y'all know I'm not being that kind of weirdo. I might be the kind of weirdo that I am, but I'm not that kind of weirdo. This place is so beautiful. I was looking at, I'm going to be bringing some real estate videos and land videos to the channel because I'm looking, and it's just like what I would really want for the rest of my life is sort of eluding right now. I'm not finding it, and I'm kind of thinking about by the fall, if I don't find something, I'm considering just finding a small lot. I looked at a lot today, which that wouldn't be the one, and I'll show it on my real estate video. But I do kind of like what they did in a way. It's more, you own the lot, you put your RV on it, and you make it your own, and then you're not in some kind of like the downside of having your RV in a park somewhere. You know, and a lot of the parks, there are so many, that's one of the things in this area, that it is, there are so many people from all the states, it could be anywhere. There are a lot of RVs here in the surrounding county, around the lakes. Like I mentioned, it's a high vacation area percentage of people. You know, there's an off season where there's really not a lot of people here at all. And I've just been here a year and a half, and that whole year and a half, I didn't spend it here. Like from last March until probably almost November, I was out gallivanting hardcore, like traveling and going and just doing my thing. And then I kind of am like, okay, I need to settle in. And as soon as spring and summer hit, I was wanting to do the same thing. I was wanting to run around, go traveling and go. But I'm sort of making myself sit and decide if this is where I want to live. Or is it maybe, for me, if it was going to be a vacation spot, I would be the opposite of everybody that comes here in the summer. I love it here in the fall the most. This place absolutely is the most gorgeous place I've ever seen in the fall, with the trees and the fall. Love it. But back to what I was talking about the finding a small lot. If I don't end up finding a bigger lot, that the dream lot for lifetime, that it just doesn't fit, then I'm gonna buy a smaller lot and put my RV in, just have a private small lot. You know, I can have a garden spot, I can just do my thing. I actually love my little RV and don't mind the little small space. It's not bad for one person. It's hard when you have company. You know, David, he comes to visit me and he takes care of the cats and Princess Lela and does all the things. He was just here this weekend. We did the bonfire, the 7-hour bonfire. He helped me with that. All the little things, you know, that I need help with because I'm a lot. He helps me. And then he went home last night and he's got his life to live over there and his things to do. If I just squirrel off, y'all, I can't help it. What was I saying? Something gets my attention and I forgot what I was talking about. It's like I did have a point. Did I make it all? It was about the land and the lot. That's just kind of where I'm at in my mind about what the next step is for me. I love it here. I'm just not happy. I'm happy where I have my RV a little, somewhat. There are a few things I don't like about it. And we'll put that off with the other video. There's just things about just the place. And there are good things about the place. It recently went under new ownership, and the new owner was like, sure, put your garden, you know, do your things, make yourself happy, because I was explaining to him that I wasn't going to be able to stay there much longer because my anxiety was getting the best of me and I couldn't relax and feel comfortable there. And the reason is because I felt like I was in a fishbowl, and I needed to make my little spot a lot more private, because you couldn't open your door and walk out without feeling like everybody was watching you, like the whole song, I feel like everybody's watching me, just like that. Yeah, and it was messing with me. I couldn't deal with it. And he's like, sure, Lela, just make yourself happy. And so I did, and I'll be showing y'all what I did. That's it. I already got those videos. I just got to edit all of them. I had to go and buy I ran out of memory for videos on my computer, and I had to go buy an external, it wasn't even an external hard drive, it was like I can't remember what the thing was called. I took a video of me getting that, because that was a little bit of an ordeal. But it has 6 terabytes on it, so I have plenty of storage space for all of my videos. But guess what? That's a whole lot of videos to edit and decide what I want to publish and what I don't want to publish. You know, I just feel like, I know that's one thing I haven't really done yet. I'm sure that my little group of weirdos who are for sure my little friends, like I've made some friends on here and I really love it. But they're probably noticed I haven't put the camera on me, and every time I try, I freeze. Freeze frame. And I just can't do it, y'all. And it's not like I'm ashamed of myself, but it's just a thing. So maybe today I'm like, well, maybe I'll just start doing like little snippets of myself here and there, but to sit and talk on there, I'm just not comfortable enough, and I freeze up and I forget what I was talking about. Can't string 2 words together. So what good does it do? I know those people are like, that lady's talking to herself. I sure am. No, I'm not. I'm talking to my little weirdos. Mind your business. So that was crossing my mind this morning. I was feeling like a little bit of pressure. Nobody even gave me any pressure. I do it to myself. I don't need anybody else to do it. But I think what done it, during the live stream that I had a few questions that were sort of about my personal life, and I was like, I'm not ready to talk, and I may not ever. I feel like I should be able to keep what I want to talk about and what I don't want to talk about. But people are just people, and they're curious, like, oh, this and oh, that, and I'm like, oh no. Anywho, so we're across the dam, and this is what it's looking like. Super pretty, super pretty. And this is during the week, and there's still quite a bit of people here. I have been here times when there was nobody, and I don't know, sometimes I'm selfish. I like things to myself. And of course, a lot of people will be like, you shouldn't be out there by yourself. It's not safe. The world isn't safe, and people are mean, and the devil is in people, and they hurt people. I bring a few precaution things to protect myself. I look and I pay attention. I don't wear music, and I am watching, but I'm not going to allow myself to be ruled by fear. There's times I've let fear, we all do that. Let fear control you, and it ruins your happiness. Hear me huffing and puffing, we're going uphill. Let's push this hill, ladies. Let me breathe and concentrate on this hill. Just through the woods there's the lake. Plenty of little offshoot places to sit and have a picnic. I love that. This is a beautiful park. Anywho, what was I talking about before I had to stop and breathe? Just trying to breathe. Pretty bird. Y'all, I just still didn't dig out the gimbal and all that stuff to bring. Pretty blue sky. Good morning. Hopefully I don't go to repeating myself on this video. I'm trying to think about what I just was talking about. You know, being cautious but still living your life, that's one thing. It's one of the things I used to tell my son. You know, don't live your life on caution. Go out, and what I would mean by that when I was raising him was, you know, you got to go for things in life and go for your happiness. But you do got to be cautious. You still don't live your life on caution, but be aware. That would be the better explanation. La la la. For what I was trying to have as a mom lesson for him. And anything that I would teach him is good for me and it's good for you. Self-awareness. And awareness of others. And what causes people to understand that? I guess that's based on your belief systems. I just think they're full of demons if they're hurting somebody. Full of the devil. So you got to be aware. And safe, but, you know, still go and do your thing. Whew. Another hill, y'all. I'm breathing in your ear. I'm so sorry. There's some blackberry. Cool. Right here on this trail, I wouldn't eat them right off the trail because you don't know what they've sprayed and what they haven't sprayed. But if you wanted to put on your boots and climb up the hill a little bit, you could and get you some blackberries. Hello.
Hey there.
And make you a blackberry pie or some blackberry jam. I just walk right all around just like it's everything, just talking to myself. I feel a little bit weird. No telling what people think about me, y'all. Yeah, but we know where a hookup is for some blackberries here in this park. Wild blackberries. And that's why you saw the black bear spray, or the bear spray. It could work for other things too. But if I did happen to across a black bear, that's his blackberries, not mine, and he would be like trying to ninja me and beat me up for them. But guess what? He could have them. the last time I was here, I did an 8K, and I got the video. Me and David came, so I may post it. I was kind of concerned that our shoes, because we were both hitting on the wrong foot, and I was like, well, that is going to sound weird in the video, but I need to actually review it before I judge it too much. But this place was absolutely packed full of people, families. It was a whole different vibe that day. When I was a little girl, this was something that I did a lot with my grandparents. RVing, camping. Not camping in a tent. I don't know that I've ever camped in a tent. The princess has to have air conditioning, y'all. And a little bit of like soft bed, sheets, everything clean, like no bugs, all the things. So my idea of camping would be the way that my grandparents, they had a canned ham. And I remember them taking me many places, and parks like this would be very common. And there was one place I remember my grandmother let me like in the little swim area, and I can just see myself as a little bitty girl. I was probably 4 years old, and she had my little floaties and ball, all the things you get your kids, all the little implements. I had all of that, and I had a little checker blue bathing suit, kind of like seersucker material or whatever. And I was out there, and my beach ball went down and around the bend. And my granddaddy he didn't have to. He should have, I guess I cried, who knows what. But he rented a canoe and went and got my beach ball. And was like, do not put it back in the water. But that's a good memory I have, your childhood memory. Oh, my papa was my father figure in my life. He was a wonderful, wonderful Christian man, a good man, very protective and loving. One of the things, he worked for NASA. He was a machinist, so he could build anything. And I kind of think that's like one of my criteria for, if you want to be my guy, you got to be able to just about build it scores highly with me if you can do things with your mind and your hands and produce something and take care of everything. We have our love language, or what speaks to us. Look at that pretty view. Gorgeous. There's a restroom right there. I think I better, y'all. We're going to take a pause. And this is going to be a good spot for our Bible verse. So we're going to come back and have our Bible verse right here. But let's take a break first. Okay, we're back, friends. And this is our video's Bible verse. We're only at 2,500 steps. So you can see that. Our video scripture is Psalm 23. Yahweh is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yahweh forever. And all the children said, Amen. That is a blessing. Alright guys, let's get it going. We still got 7,500 steps to get in. I'm getting a little bit sweaty. I mean, there's still a lot of campers here, but compared to a few weeks ago, it was during the 4th of July. This place was so packed. The trails were packed. I almost got run over a couple times with some little kids on a golf cart. Well, mid-age kids. They were making me nervous. This is like a very American, you know, I think they actually do it in Europe too. They call it caravanning. So it's not just like America that's thought of everything and does everything. I'm not ignorant. But in America is like my point, what I meant. This is a very just regular thing people do. Or it seems like it is. Maybe because in my childhood I grew up with my grandparents, vacationing with them a lot in the summer. My grandmother, who I'm named for, Lela, she loved, you know, she had her side that's just like me. She was a kind of a princess and, you know, had her style in the way she was, but she also was kind of more of outdoorsy than me in some ways. She loved to fish, loved to go camping in her little canned ham, and she was a beautiful lady. I don't know. What was my point? Love you, miss you, Grandma. Actually, I called her Nanny. So I keep my eye on the poodle, and the weird thing is my grandmother had a poodle. And that poodle went every Saturday. My grandmother went to get her hair done, and I think every Friday the poodle went to get her hair done. And she always had a little bow, or a couple bows, and her name was Chrissy. And she was a sweet little poodle. And that was, you know, I'm sure after my dad left, 'cause that was their only child, was my dad. After he left home, he actually didn't stay around where they had in Alabama, where, like I said, my granddad, he worked and retired from NASA. So they lived, he actually drove over 30 minutes. So they lived out in the country. You know, they had a little home place, big old garden and all the little things that I still love too. But my dad, he went a different route. He went in the military, and he actually loved and always lived in cities. For years he lived in Colorado Springs, Denver, because, well, the military got him there, but also he was an outdoorsman. He loved fishing, and one of the things that I got from him, the treasure hunting with gold mining and stuff, that's where that was born, metal detecting, treasure hunting. And so he probably lived there for 15-ish years, and then he moved to Alaska, and he got into gold mining full time and outdoor, like fishing and all of that stuff that he did, that he enjoyed. But back to Chrissy, that was what I think, you know, how you do when your kids leave the nest. Your fur babies become your babies, you know, unless you decide to have more children. I don't see me wanting to do that, although I have a big heart, and if the Lord put a child in my life to love and care for, I could. But if not, I got my fur babies, and I'm enjoying my life and hopefully doing what the Lord puts in front of me to do. Look at that beautiful view. The mountains is behind it. I woke up this morning. What was the song? I love it when I wake up with a song. And it's a good song. It's not like some... it was God is Your Oasis. And I was trying to think of the singers. But look that song up. It's an older country gospel song. And that was just playing. It's like it's one of those things where a song is playing in your mind and in your heart. You just feel... it makes your spirit just blow up like a balloon. And so I love when my morning starts like that. So that was pre-seeing the socks and all that weirdness. And that's an example of how the devil works. Like, You're going fine, you're rocking along, you're happy, you're in your spirit, and your day's going great, and then something. And the rest of the time, it's up to you to figure out, okay, how do I let this affect me? You know, and there's times I'd let an anxiety girl take over, and it'd be just having me beside myself with worry. But the Lord's really been working on me, and I'm learning how to just let it go and just be all right. Gibson Cove Campground, and just snap back to being in the spirit and being happy and being filled and walking in joy. We're going to make sure we do get our 5K in before we turn around. Hello, good morning, people. We're going to make sure we get our 5K steps in before we turn around and go back. The last time my goal was 8K, 8,000 steps, and I actually had to do laps in the parking lot, which was kind of funny because I was determined to get those 8,000 steps. Once I set my mind to something, I'm doing it. It's happening. So be determined. Persevere. This is kind of like a walk through the woods. It's like backwater through there. I bet it's snaky. I've been meaning to order me a kata. I don't know if you know what that is. It's sort of a sword, but a smaller sword. And have it strapped to my back. I bet people will really be looking at me walking around talking to myself with a sword strapped on my back like a ninja. But I don't care. If I ran across a snake, we'd really have a YouTube video, because chop be chopped. There's been times that I've been in parks and come upon snakes, and I'm scared of snakes. Terrified. But in the last couple of years, I've gotten better about facing my fears. And I'll tell you, about 2 years ago, I was going through a lot of stuff, and I was having to deal with a lot of stuff, face a lot of things. And there's one thing that I haven't discussed a lot on my channel is my German Shepherd, Georgia, who's passed. She was sickly from the time I got her, really. She had a lot of health issues, but oh, I love that dog. But just before, probably 2 months before she passed, I had actually set the RV up in a campground for 2 months, and we were there, and sometimes she would need to be outside because she needed the stress relief and a break, and I had a tie off, and I had put her out there, and I was inside the RV, but I was sweeping and cleaning, and she barked, and every one of her barks I knew. I had the mom's ear for that German Shepherd, just like I did my kids. I knew, and opened that door, and there was a snake. Well, normally I would have shut that door and been like, bye, but no, that's my baby out there. And I see myself doing this, but I still can't believe I did it. I went and I got a garden tool, a hoe kind of a tool, and I literally chopped that snake's head off. And it's just like, for me, it was a moment of, I got people all around me, and here I'm talking. It was an epiphany moment. And a turning point moment. And a God getting my attention moment. All the things. So that was the first time. And I stood and delivered, and the Lord showed me something and within me, a strength I had that I didn't know. Or it was Him that was my strength. I kind of think more like that. But when you go out in these mountain trails, you can be in a park in a city and still come across a snake. But I have come across some huge snakes. I was looking at some real estate and walked around, and this place was on a lake, and it was on a deck. It was a poured deck, like a concrete deck, and I heard a noise that was a weird noise, not something, you know how you hear noises and you automatically know in your mind what it is. Well, it wasn't foreign and confused my mind, but I looked and it was a snake, and that thing was as big as around as a Louisville Slugger, at least a baseball bat. Humongous. So terrifying. So I didn't try to chop its head off. I didn't have anything with me to chop its head off. From here, I don't know which way we should go. And I sound like I'm a barbarian chopping snakes' heads off. But the metaphor for that, there are spiritual snakes, and take it for what you will. Those who know, you know. I don't really know where I am, but you know what? We're going this way. And we're at 3,909 steps. I'll read it. I don't want YouTube smacking my hand.
Okay, then.
I'll read it. I don't want YouTube smacking my hand.
I'm going to put this here and let y'all read it.
YouTube smacking my hand.
I'll read it.
I don't want YouTube smacking my hand. Well, that's good to know. Do you think it really would keep them out? Use Yelp feature to open gate. SOS siren activated. Okay. What if your phone signal doesn't work? That's the problem in this world. The ones that really would do meanness or evil are not going to follow directions. They're not going to turn in their guns or their pew-pews. They're not going to do all the things that keeps everybody just bound up in balls of fear and angry and at each other's throats versus what's really going on here. Everybody's eyes are like closed shut, and this world is not for sissies, and it's not getting better. Well, we're seeing all this together for the first time. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not huffing and puffing too much, y'all. I really was pushing myself to do a 10K because I just got through filming a video because National Ice Cream Day is coming. And for some reason, I'm like, I'm going to do a video on that. Because ice cream, hello. So it's all scientific, and I had to go to these ice cream shops and sample the ice cream. And yesterday, I went, and my normal eating is I do sort of a natural intermittent fasting. I'm not a get up early and eat breakfast person. Because it don't matter if you go all day and you eat at 5 p.m. That's breakfast. You broke the fast. From the time you went to sleep till your first intake of food. Or nutrients, because it could be coffee creamer is a nutrient and that breaks your fast. Sugar or whatever you're putting in your coffee can break your fast. Anywho, so I broke my fast yesterday. It was early, like at 1, and I'm like, I gotta do this final ice cream shop and to get my video ready to edit because I have a time crunch on that one, because ice cream day is the 16th of July. So if I'm gonna do this, I gotta get the show on the road. Well, I have struggled since childhood with hypoglycemia, and the first meal with me cannot be any kind of really high carb sugary thing, because I have a reaction like a raging diabetic would have. So good morning. So that's what happened. I probably only ate 20% of the ice cream, and I felt it. And when that happens to me, it kind of ruins my day. So, and of course David was up for the weekend, and I feel bad because I have to go and lay down, and that's just what happens. And then I'm like, he's like, what could I do? And I'm like, well, and if I get a really bad episode, I can't eat. It's like my jaw's locked, and I can't eat. And I'm like, I know I need protein, but I don't know. But he went and got me some chicken nuggets, and finally I ate those a little bit over the afternoon, and I got to feeling somewhat better. But I took one for the ice cream team. It wasn't the ice cream because that was the last place I went, and it was amazing. And I stuck the ice cream in my freezer, and I'm not letting it go to waste. I'll eat a little bit, but I'll definitely make sure that I get my protein and my meals in before I do that. Like, my first meal has got to be balanced. Protein, small amount of actual carbs, such as like rice or noodles, like a tablespoon or a little bit more, 1/4 of a cup, and a vegetable. But to manage my blood sugar. And I don't take medication. I don't have to. I'm very aware of myself. I know what's going on, and I manage it with my lifestyle, my food. You know, and that's not to say that somebody out there that's listening, if you're a type 2 diabetic now, you can cure yourself. You do not have to be on insulin. You do not have to be on pills like metformin. I'm telling you. But it's a long journey of learning self-control. And I'm not talking out of judgment. I'm talking out of learning my own lessons in life, walking in the shoes and doing it myself, and falling down and messing up. And we're going to go this way to Pavilion 2. I don't know why, but we are. That's one of the aspects of my channel that I really want to do, is real people with real health problems, you know, and helping you to learn to manage yourself. And I've been that person that's, like I said, an anxiety girl earlier, and you're eating all your emotions, you're feeding just for fun like it's a toy. And you know, we do that, family. That's one of the things I hear people talk about. It's like, well, I can't do this eating lifestyle because, oh, then I can't go with mama to this restaurant or that restaurant. You know, once you get your self-control built in, you can actually go with mama to that restaurant. You can actually have a serving of pasta with a salad and a protein, etc. Yes, you can. And you will have days where you do better and days that you do other. And then if you say, well, I can't do that because it triggers me. I know. Trust me. I know. And then I'll be off my plan. We'll live your life and quit being like, oh, I can't be on this plan. I hear a dog, but I don't see it. I have to go lay eyes on what's barking at me. Oh, it's a little puppy down there. Little family doing their thing. Okay, what was my point? Look at this beautiful view. This is a great place to come have a picnic and spend an afternoon. This is going to be on our to-do list, my friends. We're going to bring a bologna sandwich or something down here when this is not crowded, when I can have it to myself because I'm selfish. And we're going to come down here and have a little picnic. And they're fishing. Maybe I could get my fishing pole. Hey, David, you just got fishing poles. We need to set a date and come down here. Alright, we're disturbing the peace. Let's go. That little puppy dog didn't do nothing to us, and we're bothering him. He's protecting his little fella down there. But I feel like I'm taking a lot of steps away from it, and it's like, this is the mindset I'm at. Well, first of all, yes, I would love to lose 20 plus pounds. However, if I don't, I'm happy. I'm not touching y'all's vehicle, I promise. That's one thing. Used to, that would be my only goal, is how do I look? Because that's what's bred into girls, is like, you know, that's your value. And no, I know that my value now, and that I'm enough. But physically, yeah, there is a thing that where I want to look better and feel better about myself. But it's physically, am I able to climb this hill I'm climbing? Can I walk and breathe healthily? What's my idea? What's my why? How do I see myself walking into my golden years happily? And I want to be conditioned enough to be able to go to parks, because this is one of my loves, is to go to parks and get out and gallivant and enjoy my life, not be in some chair with a remote control and a TV and a recliner. No, I want to be out seeing what all we see, y'all. But I was talking about, what was I talking about? The person that maybe says, well, my husband, he doesn't want to follow, and because he doesn't, I know that it makes it harder if the person you are with does not support or understand that maybe if they're eating Doritos in your face, that it can cause you, until you get to a different place, it can cause you to stumble. And when you stumble, you feel like, well, I stumbled, well, I'll try again next month or next year to start living for my health and my life. And you just keep cycling. And I know all this because that was me. So when I say those examples, when I say y'all, I mean me. You know, we all speak from where we live and our own personal experience. Tent camping. And look at this big place. They got a bathhouse and it's empty, but I bet it's full on the weekends. Well, we're going to go down here and see what we see. And plus, look, that'll give me some nice little hills to climb. Sorry in advance for all the heavy breathing. Sorry. Anyway, at some point, I'm wanting to do Wellness Wednesdays in all aspects. One thing I thought I would do is release the exercise, getting my steps in, and then broaden it to a support system just for regular people who are just trying to do their best and whatever works for them. And I have been that person that's hardcore on keto, that wouldn't let myself have 20 carbs a day, and I wasn't doing it right, because way back when that lifestyle hit, I you know, a lot of the information that was online, I actually joined a few groups, and it was like weighing and measuring and every little thing that you put before you put it in your mouth. And that's the only way that I could hit the carb goal on that, on 20 carbs, was I would do 3 days at a time, and I would put all my food in and only stick to the food that was on the plan, not one morsel of anything else. And it was so, I can do it. It's like militant. You got to be militant. I'm sure if I did that for 7 years, it would be just a way of doing things, and maybe it would be natural, but I want to be able to enjoy the ice cream. And although I just got done talking about what happened to me yesterday with the ice cream, this ice cream video was actually 3 different shops, and the other 2 times that didn't happen because I know how to manage my blood sugar, and I had ate before, I'd had a meal before I had the dessert. And so now, here's an example of how I will do, since I know, now normally it wouldn't be 3 dessert shops, 3 ice cream shops. That was for the sake of science, y'all. But what I'll do is let myself have the free, we do not call it a cheat meal. There's no such thing with me. It's living, and it's a choice. And so my choice right now is probably at least 2 weeks of being really clean, really conscious. And for me, and I do understand I can't and the control thing, so I try not to keep the naughty things in my house. But that doesn't mean that I won't eat Doritos. It just means that when, let's say in 2 weeks, if my little treat, my little outing or whatever I decide I want, because I'll think of things through a couple of weeks, you know, of what I would want, and I'll think of things that I would want for that free meal or the afternoon of a couple of different treats or whatever. And let's say, because I brought up Doritos, let's say Doritos was on the list. I thought of it 3 times during the 14 days that I'm being Have, and I'm working out and I'm doing all the things that in my mind that I do. And then the day comes and I'm enjoying my day. I'm out, I'm doing my thing. And I go to a craft fair and I have a funnel cake. And then I'm like, well, I really did want Doritos, and I think that I really should go ahead and do it. That way I'm good for these next 2 weeks. And then let your mind, it's kind of a mind thing. And then a lot of times you'll eat 2 or 3 of them and you don't even really want all of them. A lot of this is a mental game more than it is anything. And it's a deprivation thing when you don't let yourself, or you choose to more or less parent yourself with your habits for your health's sake. And you know what? Overindulgence is a thing. In the Bible, it's called gluttony. And so you rein it in and you do what you can. And for me, I'm on the other side of policing myself, and no, I can never have spaghetti. No, I can never have my most favorite things. Yes, I can, within limitation. And there's been times, let's say, when you come off of something like a really strict, like I did when I first left keto after doing it for a long time, I probably did go the other direction for several years where I was eating really badly. But finally I healed that and came on the other side, and I still do watch my carbs because I have to, because of the hypoglycemia is similar to being a diabetic. What it does with mine is it will jack it up like a roller coaster really high and then crash it down. And that puts me in the bed, and that's not going to be my lifestyle. I just am not a good sick person. I don't enjoy being trapped in the bed. So I know it's a bunch of rambling. Maybe this is for somebody. Maybe it's for myself. I didn't really intend to go into all that. I think the main point was to say that I want to do a wellness aspect on my channel. And I'm kind of thinking Wellness Wednesday, and it may not be every Wednesday that I do it, but and a lot of it may just be me posting when I'm getting my steps in. And there may be, if I develop a community of people, maybe there'll be some ladies that are like, hey, I'm working on losing some pounds, and let's just support each other. It may be that, it may not be that. Wherever the Lord leads it to go, and if it helps somebody and it helps me, then cool beans. I'm for it. And I've come over here and sat down on a picnic bench, and we're not getting these steps in. I guess that was the water break, although I didn't bring the water. Let's see how many steps we have. We're at 5,000 steps, yo! So we're going to just do this little campground here, see what we see, walk a few of these hills, and then start heading back, because this afternoon I've got to go to Home Depot and get either some polyurethane, some kind of sealant for my outdoor chairs that you'll see on the channel of us building and painting. And the other night when I did my live stream that's 7.5 hours, I kept saying, I'm sticking to my chair, I'm sticking to my chair. I don't know I thought it was because I was sweaty. You know how you'll stick to, like if you have shorts on, you'll stick to a chair? I thought it was because of that. I go in and I'm getting ready to take a shower to get ready for bed, and I look at the back of my shorts, the seat of my shorts, covered in paint. I've got to seal the chairs. I don't know what happened there. I was talking to David on his lunch break, and he said that he thinks because the material we used used recycled material that was going to be, actually it was going to be thrown in the dump, the recycle center or whatever, from a house build. But because that wasn't treated lumber, the sap and the wood wasn't, you have to let that age or put through a kiln. There's a process, not that I know a lot about it. There's a jungle gym on the lake, how nice. Anywho, I painted it, and now he's like, that sap, no matter what you do, will be coming in and out. And he's like, we could try to seal it with polyurethane or some sealant, but there's no guarantee. So it's going to be a process. We'll see if it works for us. I guarantee you all these little ones are going from Vacation Bible School. That's the big thing in the South, is Vacation Bible School. I always went when I was a little girl and have wonderful memories from Vacation Bible School. Pet the ducks. Are there ducks? Where's ducks? I want to pet them. There's a beach down here. This is not an approved swimming area, no lifeguard, but it's corded off like swimming. You know what? This beach is probably the beach that I see when I'm hiking Jackrabbit. Guaranteed that's the same beach. Alright, squirrel y'all, back to what I was saying. I gotta go to Home Depot and get some kind of polyurethane or sealant to seal my paint on my chairs. So, the whole premise of my chair building and demonstration DIY was, you know, how we took recycled material and built these chairs from, you know, a plan that I liked, chairs that I wanted, but on a budget, you know. So I'm just like, well, the budget's going up, but nothing in life is free. I did have to purchase the paint. We purchased the screws that we used to put the chairs together. Anywho, so I mean, normally we saw a set of chairs at the craft show I went to this weekend that was similar for $1,500. So if I have $50 in paint and polyurethane, that's still a good deal, right? I still did okay. Although now I've got to work on those shorts and get the paint out of the shorts. And I'm like, hey, that could be a YouTube video. Everything can be a YouTube video. That's all I think about now. Nice little campground area. That's like all of my life. My two things that I love to do is go to libraries, and I love to go to parks and different hiking trails. Have been doing my whole life, and can see myself doing for the whole rest of my life. That's my happiness. And like when I go gallivanting or I stay somewhere, I try to find the parks, and if I'm staying a good while, I get a library card. At one point in time, I had to go and take care of my father. He passed 2 years ago, but at one point in time, there's been a couple of times I had to go when his health was bad to take care of him, and I had to get my Anchorage, Alaska library card. That was the first thing I had to do. Pretty, such beautiful views. Alright, even though we're just starting to walk back towards the car, I already am happy and smiling because I feel like I achieved my goal, because I know when I get there, it'll be 10K. And I don't think we'll have to lap the parking lot, but if we do, oh well. These shoes are made for walking, and that's just what I'll do. Another hill. More heavy breathing, y'all. I'm feeling better. Like, I don't know if anybody out there, if they've struggled with their sugar, the feeling of like when a crash like that happens, and like when you get out and you do a really good, you burn off, basically you're burning off. Feels like you're burning off the sugar. I don't know necessarily if you've stored it and that's the case, but you get a good sweat going, you get your heart rate up, and it just feels like you're simmering off like a pot, simmering, cooking all that badness off. There went that puppy dog. I saw you, friend. I was thinking about, I know I gotta edit. I just feel like it's a weight on my shoulders. All these videos to edit that I have to edit. And that's my least favorite thing about, I don't hate it, but it just feels like it's a pressure and a stressor, is knowing that I have a ton of videos on that hard drive that I need to be working on, when I'd rather be out just living life and doing my thing. I'm like, man, if I just had an editor, but then they're not going to edit it the way you would. Not that I'm Steven Spielberg, y'all, okay? We already established that. But, you know, this is my baby, and I'm doing it from my lens, and I suppose I could sit and write a synopsis of what I think the video should be. Like, I have kind of a synopsis written for my ice cream video, although that's just bullet points. It's not like, you know, all the blanks have to get filled in or left out wide open and not completely, all the bows aren't tied. I don't know. That's why I'm not Steven Spielberg, because that's not what I'm doing here, I don't suppose. Oh, and I have a little bit of allergy to grass. Like, when it gets in the air, oh, that will just aggravate me. And usually have me for a couple of days, snivelly and runny and gross. And just not feeling my best. And then I don't like to, I'm a very non-compliant nurse, and I don't like to take medication like allergy meds and so forth. Let me get past them, guys. See that dust cloud? Yeah, and I'm hot and sweaty. Ooh, I can't breathe. All of that is in the air. See, they didn't get the Lela, Princess Leila's coming memo, I don't suppose. Ooh, I already feel it. Clog it up. God is your oasis in dry places. He makes flowers grow. And God is your oasis. In dry places, living water flows. I brought my, I don't know if I showed you, but I have in one of my pockets, I have my reading glasses, and my paper and a pencil, because a lot of times, which probably it hasn't happened, like my paper is blank right now, I get tons of ideas and thoughts, and I like to kind of write them down and somewhat journal, but it's like a reminder to myself of what, if it's things to do, it could be random. Pick up, which I need rubbing alcohol, so okay, that would be on the list. I just write down everything, and then if I get a thought, I'll just write it all down. But because I've been talking the whole time, I've had absolutely nothing to write because I'm just saying. So who knows, maybe I would write down the idea that I was just discussing about Wellness Wednesday and like do bullet points about where I think I should try to navigate it, the bigger picture of the point of it all. Like when I'm out walking, rather, like I mentioned, for safety, I don't really put on music. I don't put on earphones. I don't do any of that because safety reasons. So, but you're stepping away from, most of the time, I don't have the camera with me. I'm stepping away from electronics. I come upon people, I cross paths with people, and sometimes you'll talk and do the neighborly thing and all of that stuff. But a lot of times, I will be getting wonderful like thoughts and ideas, and I'll jot when I think it's important. I'll be walking and then in my other big pocket, my pockets are like all poked out like the Michelin Man. I keep my phone and a few weapons of mass destruction and my car keys. I actually have worked up a really good sweat. I wish in a way that I had brought my water, but I don't like carrying the bottle of water the whole time. Maybe I need to have a pack on and have all of my things in there, like a backpack. But I know me, that thing would be like a piece of luggage, a huge trunk full of stuff that, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, let's throw a bologna sandwich in there. Y'all, I haven't had a bologna sandwich in 5 years, and I promise you the last 2 or 3 weeks of videos, the bologna sandwich keeps coming up in the topic. And me and David went to breakfast this weekend, and they actually had a bologna sandwich on the menu as one of their menu options, and he kind of laughed and he's like, "Are you getting it?" No, I don't really know if I really, really want one. I think when I say bologna sandwich, I mean just a little lunch, a little meal. Kind of like in the South when you say Coke, you could be a Dr. Pepper you're drinking, but you call it Coke. And those of you, my little country weirdos out there, y'all know, don't you? Everything's a Coke. Even my diet Sundrop can be. My breakfast can be a Coke. So, it is what it is. Oh, there's a deer. There's a deer right there. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. He's crossing. I hope you see him. He's in the weeds now. He was right there on the pavement coming off the road. Thank goodness he wasn't getting run over. That's something that happens here in the South. You can total your car with hitting a deer. I actually, a long time ago, had a minivan. It was a cool minivan, but I had the minivan. And I was the minivan mom. And I was going down a mountain, I was on my way to work, and people were saying, so that's how you tell this story. But it's 100% the truth. I saw the deer. I was past, my bumper at least was past, and the deer was on the side of the road, past the line, over there, standing there. But he bolted and he ran into the whole side of my minivan and totaled it. Well, no, it didn't total it, because it did get totaled another time. So this was making me look really sketchy, because there was another time, and a whole other story we'll tell someday. But that time, the deer, he ran, and when he ran into the van, he started at the front bumper and ran all the way down to the passenger side door. You couldn't open the door. It looked like I had got T-boned, but I had gotten deer boned. That sounds, I didn't mean anything ugly by that. But he
just ran down the whole side. He ran into me, and yes, I'm telling it that way. Whoever said that to me back then, yes, that's how I'm telling the story. That's what happened. They have these little signal things you can put, and they work. You can put them on your car, and it sends, when you're in motion, it spins a turbine inside of it, and it sends out a noise that they can hear, and you'll see them freeze and look around, and they won't do the bolt thing and run into you. Okay, they're running into you like they ran into me. Okay, we're coming back around. Remember the little RV? We're going to go this way, closer to the RVs and to the shoreline. I hope we still get the steps in we need to get, since I'm not going back on that path. But I want to get more of a scenic view. Y'all, we just might have to circle the parking lot like little weirdos to get these steps in, but we have a point. This is a boat launch. Maybe I shouldn't walk down there. I'm not going to. Look at this beauty. Let's do a 360. Let's do it. Although, I'm sorry for the porta potty in the view. You'll get that in life. You got the beautiful 360, and then there's the one little ugly thing, and it's there. And there it is. But alright, that's alright. There's the sun and the beautiful sky. I'm kind of getting an itch. I'm wanting to go to the ocean. Hey David, you want to go to the ocean? Come get me and let's go. Life is mostly beautiful, and then there's the poo. And the dumpster. There's the dumpster fire. You'll get that, but keep on walking. Walk towards the beauty. Step out in your joy. Walk towards your happiness. And if it don't, something don't work out the way that you think, then it wasn't really meant to, and it was sometimes really hard when it's the Lord's will and it's something real, real hard. I know. So beautiful. Look at all that. Like I was talking about earlier, I think I was talking about maybe in the other video that I just shot before I came here, which is going on my real estate video. The area is of highly, I know I talked about this being a vacation area, and it's an outdoorsy type of vacation area. A lot of mountains, a lot of trekking, hiking, biking, all types of stuff. But there are a lot of semi-permanent. This is just a temporary RV site place. It's actually the Clay County Recreation Park, where there are tons. But there are also a lot of places where people are kind of semi-camped. And even mine, the place that I have my RV parked, it's a little bit longer term place. There's a lady that's been there a long, long time. Two ladies. One of them, with her, she's actually a beautician, and she told me that it was her girl cave. What is it called? The girl cave? Instead of the man cave, that is her after like taking care of clients and the grind of being a beautician. That's her little weekends. She only comes in the summer months, and she comes a couple of weekends in a month to this area because she doesn't live in this part in the mountains. Somebody's little baby puppy. Aw. Hi, pretty baby. She comes, and that's just her stress relief and her happiness and her idea of what she wants to be doing with her time and her life, and I think it's glorious. There's another lady in the park that's been there, and that's her residence, and I think that she has been there 10 plus years. Honestly, don't know, if I had to guess, 10 plus years. And that's where she sees herself living. A lot of people are a little bit longer term, but they are transitioning, kind of like me. They know it's a little bit longer term of a place. You can kind of make yourself at home. But it's a launching pad into something else. You know, I'll just use myself as the example. But I've got several friends. One friend that had just left, they found their land, and they had a big, beautiful a motorhome, kind of like that one that you drive, but a lot more fancy and a lot bigger. They had that. Oh, there's some geese. We're going to go see them. But they just purchased some, and they purchased some land in, this is an example, in a resort RV park in Blairsville, Georgia. And it has 2 swimming pools, a gym. They have views like this, and it's tons of amenities. But it's sort of for either semi-retired. I think there's people probably that still work that live the lifestyle. They just don't want to keep a house, upkeep on a house. And that's what they're doing, and they're happy. Ten of them. I counted 10. There's the 10th one over there. You know, so I was talking about sort of like summer type of, you know, people who can just go all summer. This is a lifestyle, how they do it. Some people go from place to place to place. They travel the whole United States, and I think that would be cool. If I had one that size with a motor, that's what if I go to Montana and out west and just do like I could see myself doing like a year. I want to get something like that to do it in. The RV that I have now, I have redone it, and the goal for that one is purchasing the land and building a homestead. But that doesn't mean that I can't do both. You know, don't lock yourself into just one. I can only do one thing. And after I build my home, I'm going to take that little RV and make an Airbnb out of it. So it's a little income source because I've like remodeled it. It's really cute in there. And why not? There are a lot of Airbnbs and vacation rentals in this area. North Georgia, very western North Carolina border. I'm in the middle, like they're surrounding me. I'm surrounded by geese. They seem like not to really, it's not like that one time. Remember that one time, guys? Yeah, that was kind of something. The one guy's out there like, come on, y'all. He's out there in the water. You know, there's actually 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y'all, I can't count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was right the first time. 11's my number, so I was going to be happy just if there were 11. Hi, buddy. You're getting a little close for my comfort, hon. You just go back that way. No, no. Psst. That way. No, They're not acting belligerent or anything, but she's like easing up on me. No, ma'am. I bet those people have some donuts over there. Go over there. Yep, there's 10 of them. All right. I'm not wanting to take y'all home. I just wanted to hang out for a few minutes. Y'all have a blessed day. The Lord loves you. All your feathers. He loves them. All your little paddle feet. But back to what I was saying, my one friends, they actually bought in an RV resort park. Another set of friends that I have, they have bought nearly 2 acres, and they're kind of off in the country. And for me, if I buy a small lot, that would be the better fit for me too. Although I like the idea of swimming pools and all that stuff, there's the aspect of, I guess the best way to put it, or being in an HOA is not the right fit for Lela. So, just think of one word, could I say, Karens. I don't understand people wanting to be Karens over other people's lives. And I've considered when I'm getting Karen'd, because it happens, just getting out my video camera and sitting there and smiling, and just letting the world see me being Karen'd. But I'm like, is that evil to want to do that? I don't know. Let's check our steps. Let's check them. 8,326, and we're not there yet. We got to cross back over the dam. And I'm ready for a drink of water. And then I got to go run about 3 laps around Home Depot, because that's what I do. And if there is a whole bunch of jiggling, guys, I know I need to dig out that gimbal and learn how to use it, and I'm going to. I'm just walking with the camera in my hand. And so I realize every step that I take, okay, I'm gonna have to cross through the grass here, or I'm gonna be up there in that campsite. Oh, I can't breathe. Let's go. Hopefully there's no snakes. Look around, y'all. Y'all see anything? Tempting. It's broken. But I'm tempted to sit down and breathe. Well, that was a little push of a hill for me. I think I'm starting to feel my steps. Like I know I'm getting close to 10K. There's like a ravine right there. Oh, what was I talking about? Digging the gimbal out? I need to. And learning how to use it. And I already feel like people are looking at me like, why is she talking to herself? Walking around with a little camera. What is that? Is that a camera? I get asked all kinds of questions. And of course, I'm honest. And I don't really intentionally put people in the videos. I try to make the subject matter, like today it's getting the steps in, and the scenery.
Still got information.
Alright, y'all know what I'm doing then. I'm vlogging. They said, hey y'all, alright. Yeah, I'm just about at a 10K. I'm close.
You go, girl.
Yeah. Y'all have a good one. See, I love good old country people. Don't you just love them? God bless them. Whew. So not everybody thinks. See, God will send me some weirdos. I love it. But see, I told y'all people see me with this little big camera. And I know I'm jiggling y'all, and I'm trying to be thoughtful about y'all and this jiggly camera and the picture, and giving y'all a pretty picture to look at. I was just thinking about, somebody one time told me about, they said they weren't scared of snakes. And they said, well, I'm not scared of something I can see. They were terrified of rats and mice. And they're like, I'm scared. which is nice. Like, and I'm scared of both of them, okay, and spiders. Scared. Not as bad as I used to be, to where I would freeze and couldn't even run. The fight or flight didn't even take over. Like, I would freeze. I guess I was the pee your pants person. I don't know. Not anymore. I'm a fighter, and life has made me toughen me up. But the snake and the mouse analogy, I never forgot that. And I'm just like, okay, well, in life, if you put it in a spiritual context, the snakes or the rats that are out there, and we all have them, spiritually, you deal with that in life in the context of issues, people, so forth and so on. It's not the ones you see that's overt. Don't be worried about that one. Be worried about the one you can't see. So there's that. See, I have all these. Why I have to take some paper with me and a pencil, guys? I just think. And what is the purpose of it? Only the Lord knows, and I'll follow Him, and what He wants me to do with it, that's what I will do. Y'all tell me if it's okay for me to post the other park walk that I did. It's the same park, and it was me and David, but our shoes, like, I just was like, man, it seems like our shoes were hitting, and I was just thinking about it being weird, and it would sound like somebody was, because he basically was trying to stay out of the shot and just let it be about, we were trying to let it just be the scenery and not us, and just what was going on naturally. There were a few, like, interesting fly on the wall conversations that we walked by. We almost got run over by somebody on a golf cart. So there's some little interesting moments in the video. And, you know, we're not going to sniff at that 8,000 steps either. We did that, even though we looped the parking lot to do it. We did it. I think I even sang "We Are the Champions." So I don't know. Y'all let me know if you want me to post that one. The tall pines are so pretty. It's like a cluster of pines. They're really tall. Mushroom. Would you eat that? I wouldn't. I imagine every dog that walked through here peed on it. God, I need to be a little bit more polite in my video. Maybe I'll edit that out. I don't know. Ugh. Don't be naughty, Lela. Let's see, I get my shoes in the shot for a little moment. Still walking in her shoes. Such a nerd, Lela. Like, why would I not be walking in my shoes? I'm in the pine needles too. I'm such a nerd. I don't know why I say things sometimes, but I do. And here we go, and it opens back up to this. Look at that view. You guys see why I moved here? I want to come and walk that trail. There's like a little trail that runs right by the lake. I'm gonna have to put on my boots, just in case boots, and come walk it, see what we see. I don't know why my dad is on my mind today, but he is. I was thinking about one time, and a lot of times with him, I was always having to do emergency flights. He had bad health, and he would still go. And he had snowbird. That's where you leave like an area and go to another area. A lot of times during the winter months, you'll go to a nicer area and then go back home to where you live during your summer good months, good seasons. Hi, cute puppies, hi babies. So he would snowbird, and he had the metal detecting and the gold mining thing. So he actually had a friend drive his truck down to Arizona, and he flew down to Arizona because he didn't feel like driving his truck. So that should have been his first sign about his health. He wasn't feeling good, but he still was going to go and spend the winter. Yuma, Arizona is where he was. And the next thing you know, I'll get a call in the middle of the night, your daddy's been airlifted, la la la. So I had to get on a plane, emergency flight, and go see about him. And I just remember, like, I had never been, and they have mountains there too in a way. They're like, I don't know what they're called, but they're all brown, no trees, no vegetation. But still, the scenery was so beautiful, and I was like, Dad, everywhere you go, I don't know if you like get blind to it. We tend to get blind to our beautiful scenery around us and take for granted because it becomes monotonous to us, and we lose the appreciation for the everyday or the mundane or whatever you want to call it. But like all the time I was with him, it was all these breathtaking, beautiful places that I would end up being at. One of the places I went with him was, it was about 2 hours north of Fairbanks, Alaska, and he and I went for July one year, like the end of June and July. We took the RV that he had, and we went up there, and we actually were gold mining up there for that period of time. It's just beautiful memories, but the beauty there, and the place that we went, it was probably, I know the road when we were riding it, it was getting rougher and rougher, and he's like, pretty soon we're going to be where the road ends. There's no road. And during the winter months, because it snows, people are snowed in. They don't travel the roads. They can't go into the towns. The only way in and out to the villages is actually by plane. And everybody in Alaska, most everybody has a pilot's license, because it becomes the roads, they're not passable and they're not drivable. And he was saying that road they couldn't fix it because of permafrost. It would freeze every year, and the road would only ever be in just a certain amount of condition, that it was a waste of money to try to repair it all the time. Anyways, I love you, Dad. Hello. I'm thinking of you today. You're on my mind a lot. There has to be a reason, but I was thinking about all the beautiful places we've seen. And I think he would like this area, which I know he knew about because we've talked about the gold in the South, because that was his first love, was gold mining. So there's gold in these hills and different areas. There's places where I'm sure that I could go and do a little bit of treasure hunting, and I'm probably going to be honest. I treasure hunt in different ways. I have one aunt, you see me, I've got some yard selling videos, and I was talking about in my live that I had went yard selling. I love to go yard selling and thrift shopping and garbage picking, I guess, dumpster diving. Not really, I don't get no dumpsters, y'all. Nope. But the princess has her limitations. But I love the treasure hunt, and just to find something, and it tickles me to get something. If somebody don't want it, they've got rid of it, or they want to sell it or something. I don't know why. That just makes me happy. But I had an aunt. One of my aunts, a lot of people called her Big Mama. I called her Aunt Lois. And her husband was my Uncle High Pocket. And one of the things that I always went with them to go do, childhood memories, was they always took me to auctions and yard sales. From a little bitty ankle high little girl, they was always taking me somewhere like that. So I've never lost the joy in that. So the treasure hunting comes from my daddy and my Aunt Lois. And God rest my Aunt Lois. All my people are gone, y'all. They passed on. But they're with me. Look at the views, babe. Look at those views. I almost said that like you were here with me, David, didn't I? Maybe you are. In spirit, you're with me. I hope your day's going good. You'll have a good week. And maybe you'll come see me next weekend and you'll go gallivanting with me. You're not a gal, but you can go gallivanting with me. We always get into some fun, don't we? We try to stay out of trouble and just get into some fun. Pretty, huh? Beautiful. That's the pumping station down there. I don't know why that's so interesting to me. I like to know how things work, or at least see. I might not get the full understanding, but I don't know, find it interesting. And I'd love to see them. There's a part up here where I guess it's a water release looking tank, kind of a big, huge lock kind of a thing. And I'd like to see that open and the water flowing. That would be interesting. And I'd like to go get my fishing license and go fishing here. I want to do a little bit of research on the lake and pollution and so forth before I eat anything. I know around here there's a lot of trout streams, and that's my first interest because I do feel like those will be really clean. And I love trout. And there was a fish, and he just jumped. Hopefully he'll do it again. I don't know, guys. I'm feeling like it's probably early afternoon. It's time to break my fast. It's time for a bologna sandwich. I don't know what I'm going to break my fast with. Some kind of protein. I definitely want something icy to drink. Ice cold something. I need to do better about drinking water. And I don't drink my calories, so I don't drink a lot of stuff with sugar. I can't. But I drink my Diet Coke, y'all. Diet Coke Zero or Coke Zero. I just tried Pepsi Zero. It was pretty good. But I'd rather have Coke Zero. And that's another nod to my dad. He loved his Coca-Colas. The red can Coca-Colas. The harsh ones, yep, that was my dad, and he would drink them by the case. There's somebody pulling a boat with a raft right out there. They got somebody on the raft. And there's a jet ski out there. I do like a lot of like flavor packs, and I'm like, well, what's the difference beyond carbonation? It's got a flavoring. We don't really know what's in there other than what they tell us. It's no different. You know, the best first choice would be to make flavored water with fruits. Or make something myself, that way I can control what goes in there, like stevia and fruit. To an extent, you know, because you can get a lot of carbs and I can get the sugar bounce from too much fruit. But I don't have to avoid fruit completely. Like yesterday, I was eating watermelon. I ate what I wanted of it. Didn't have any, was it yesterday or the day before? The day before, when we barbecued. Yesterday was the ice cream crash day. So, anywho, what was I talking about? Getting something icy to drink. That's what the whole subject is. I'm thirsty. I'm hot. It's not but probably 85. I know it's went up a little bit. I feel it. And of course, after walking a 10K, it feels like it's 105. I'm good and sweaty. I'm glad I brought my body spray with me so I don't offend anybody when I go in Home Depot. They'll be like, that lady's smelly. I don't want to have bad air and be offensive. I see some puppies swimming. They're swimming. It looks like a house is being built down there. Like right there, there's a neighborhood built in the side of the mountain right there. The views that those folks have is stellar. I've got on my real estate video I'm making, I've got a house that I went and looked at and a couple of vacant lots that are in a neighborhood like that. Still too HOA-ish for me. But the views they have are amazing. They got the lake and the mountain view. Stellar. Stellar views. Hello. I need to add bicycling to my repertoire. And I have a video I'm also working on that's actually, I don't do a lot of gaming. I have one game. I've played other games and I actually deleted every one but one, a merge game, that I've played on and off just for a little time waster or just attention getter, whatever the reason we do it. And before we know it, we spent an hour playing it. And I filmed that, playing that, and I was like, well, that could go in my 100-hour folder, you know, where I'm just trying to build watch time. And I don't know, the gamer Lela, kinda. I do have that one little game. And then I'll try out other games, but when I feel like I'm wasting my time, spending my time doing that rather than what I need to be doing, I'll delete it. Those are schnauzers this lady has down here playing. I'm going to get a little video of them. They're pretty. Pretty babies. Get the bottle. Swim out, got his toy. It's real good for them to get their exercise. Look at her swim. They're ready. The other one wants it. When I'm ready, I'm going to get me another dog, but I'm not ready. All I think about is Georgia. And I was thinking about when she learned to swim, how proud I was of her. Silly, but I was so scared for her to get in the water like a mama. And she actually, David kind of taught her to swim. It was a very sweet moment. See, another one had to get a shot at it. She had to hold the one back because it was going to get it every time. They had to take turns. I miss my Georgia girl. He wants that toy. It's like, let me have it, Mama. Oh, they're in their element. They're just overjoyed out there, just happy playing. And there's a boat with a boater. And I'm just taking my sweet time. We're supposed to be getting these steps in at a pace. All right, get these shoes to moving, y'all. Let's get them going. Oh, this view takes my breath away. It's so beautiful. Y'all, get out of the house. Get up, get out. It's good for you. This made my day. I'm just smiling, to be honest, just happy, content. My happiness is just like feeling at ease, not anxious, and just content. It's not like it's some disco party. There's just, I'm trying to find the words to describe what I consider my happiness. And things like this are my happiness. Let's check our steps. Did we make it, guys? We're almost back to the car. And we're at 10,803. So we did it. Mission accomplished. And the little puppies are still doing their exercise down there. They're happy. They're in their element. And I'm about to go do a little gallivant to the Home Depot. Are y'all tired of my Home Depot visits? And you'd think that I go there a lot. It's just that I've taken y'all every time I've went. Maybe because I like once in a while to go. If it's got to do with DIY, it makes me happy and I like it, so I want to share it. That's probably it. But we're here. We're back to the car. This is our view. Everybody, I hope you have a blessed day. You're content and you're happy in your life and you have the joy of the Lord. Okay, guys, a little weirdo had to get the body spray. I was not joking. Let's spray myself. Ooh, I'm sweating. I'm a mess. Hey. Very good. Wet. It looks like it slicked back. We just did a 10K. Hi, friend. The weirdo's in the bathroom. Making a mess, of course. 20. And I got ice water out of your spigot. What do you call that thing over there? $20. Okay. I forget this little card chip thing don't work in here. Brought my Kool-Aid pack in with me. I did.
Need your receipt?
Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you, ma'am. You have a blessed day. Put the Kool-Aid in here, that way I don't make a mess in the car. This is the place I got the hot dogs for the 4th of July. Remember, guys? We just did our 10K. I'm thirsty.